She is our wonderful product manager for Neolife Africa. She is a registered dietitian. She has a master's thesis in public health nutrition. Nutrition is her passion. She has a wonderful way of communicating the benefits of good nutrition and good food. So, Connie, good evening to you. Great to have you on the call.
Thanks. Hello, Drew, and hello to everyone that's joining the call today, and welcome to all the guests that are joining us. And bon dia to all the Portuguese listeners, and karuba sana to all the guys in East Africa. So this is where I want to begin. So some of the problems that we face on a day-to-day basis may not go away by themselves. And I've been told that people really enjoy that the product sessions aren't a long spiel. So this is one of them, short, sharp, with a good understanding of what the product is and what it does. And because the problems that we face are not going to go away by themselves, and many a times, personally, I believe we should be looking for answers in like natural places, and we apply the knowledge of those that came before us. So we look to those that have obviously experienced something like this, or we most importantly want to lay the groundwork for those that will come after us, like our children and their children, as to how to actually navigate in the world that we live in now. So for me, when things go wrong, and more specifically in the health space, I usually turn to food because, I mean, food's awesome. Just to look at it at a therapeutic point of view, and using nutrition just to heal myself. And I usually call this like a knee-jerk reaction, and that's where I usually place myself. And while I'm learning more about these incredible Neolife whole food-based products, it leads me to the same place where I've always believed that nutrition is really at the heart of taking care of ourselves, whether we're preventing something or we are actually fighting something. And to ensure that these good practices are ingrained, today I'm going to be talking about full motion. But before we jump straight into the presentation, I would like to thank all the distributors far and wide. The work I do is fundamentally for you, and it's been a huge pleasure. And let's jump in. So I want to start by talking about the miracle of motion. And this is where we're going to understand how all these parts fit in together. And we have something called cartilage. And most people know what that is, which acts like the smooth, rubbery cushion between the bones at the hinges. So your elbows, between your fingers, at your ankles, there are these hinges and these cartilage there. And it generally absorbs shock, and it helps the joints to fundamentally move smoothly and painlessly. So you don't know that it's there because there is no pain. And healthy cartilage is really vital for keeping our joints happy. And it allows us to bend, twist, move freely without stiffness or aches. And when cartilage gets damaged, for whatever reason. So if you're like Drew, you're doing extreme sports, or you're like me, swimming too hard, you can actually get an injury. The bones can actually rub together, and that leads to things like pain and inflammation and conditions like arthritis, ultimately, and a few others that are out there. But think of it this way: healthy joints are the foundation for an active life. They allow us to do the things that we enjoy, like going for walks, if you're somebody that likes to walk a lot, hiking, or dancing, or playing sports. And we may not be thinking of them proverbially, but they are always there doing the work that they're supposed to do. So by taking care of our joints, we're investing in mobility and obviously a healthy future. Now, I want us to also understand what joint pain plays in this entire picture. So we talked a little bit about cartilage, which is obviously the cushioning at the hinges of our joints. And we know that this thing is a shock absorber, but when healthy, it allows obviously our bones to glide effortlessly against each other. And the cartilage over time breaks down. It becomes thinner, and it loses its ability to absorb impact. And I don't care who you are, as time goes on, our bodies will start to degrade because of age. And this breakdown fundamentally can expose the underlying bone, causing those bones to rub together, and rather painfully, actually. And this friction irritates the joint lining, and this is the recipe fundamentally for what is joint pain. So there is nothing that's helping your joints at the hinges. They rub against each other and it causes so much pain. And while cartilage breakdown is usually a common culprit, it's not the only reason that we actually have joint pain or joint problems. Other factors like injuries, overuse of the joint, and then certain diseases can also exacerbate this kind of thing. So you can end up with joint pain because you have another problem, but regardless of the cause, the impact is absolutely significant. I can't tell you how painful it is not to be able to use all parts of your body at free will. But regardless of the cause, like I said, simple daily activities like climbing stairs, getting dressed, or even walking can become so difficult and even painful. And this can limit mobility, reduce your ability to even exercise, play with your children, or just be a functional member of society, and fundamentally affecting your overall quality of life. Now, this leads me to talking about what particularly glucosamine is. So glucosamine is a part and parcel, part of the package of what cartilage is. So we have cartilage, which is between our bones, that keeps it moving smoothly with no pain if everything is all equal. But did you know your body actually manufactures a very key component of cartilage called glucosamine? And glucosamine fundamentally is this natural sugar molecule that acts like a building block for this healthy cartilage. So it's really part of this matrix that provides this cushioning for our joints. But obviously, as we age, and I've mentioned that, and all of us on this call are going to age, whether it's not a problem that you're facing now, and I'm a big advocate of prevention is better than cure, or especially if you are already involved in activities that put your joints under extreme strain. This is obviously the kind of product that you should be having in your arsenal, right? And this can contribute to wear and tear. So obviously, over time, as you age, there'll be this wear and tear that will happen of this cartilage, and that could lead to this joint discomfort that you obviously don't want. And this is where supplementation comes in, but this is where full motion comes in. So dietary supplements offer this solution by providing our bodies with this extra glucosamine that we know that is degrading over time. And obviously, there's lots of research out there. I have spent lots of time just reading different papers, and research is still ongoing. There are a lot of positive studies that suggest that supplements in these spaces maintain healthy cartilage, which I think most of us want to do that. We want to mitigate the risk of having these painful joints, so we have something that we can take when we know that we're going to be engaging in something that could put us at risk. Reduce joint pain and stiffness. So obviously, if you're of a mature age or an advanced age, this could be a common thing in your day-to-day life. And this is the kind of product that you can plug in to that particular gap to make sure that you're fighting those adverse effects. And improve joint mobility. I can't tell you, it's amazing to be able to move with your body without thinking about it. Now, it brings me to talking about the benefits of glucosamine for the joints, but I linked this to a bunch of research studies, and what I fundamentally found were these four main things. So we've got these potential benefits for joint health, of course, that have been subject to ongoing research. And I know a lot of people may care about what the science is saying, but we know that the product is really amazing. And there's a few ways that glucosamine in itself supports our joints based on scientific evidence. So we've got glucosamine, like I mentioned earlier, which is an amino sugar. So basically, it's a combination of an amino acid called glutamine and glucose, and that makes glucosamine. And fundamentally, it actually exists naturally in our bodies and naturally in our healthy joint cartilage. So you've got good cartilage, you've got a good amount of glucosamine. And glucosamine functions as this basic building block for cartilage because it helps to build those substances called glycosaminoglycans. You may not remember what this is, but what happens with these fundamental molecules. They in turn turn into something called proteoglycans, and that allows the synthesis of cartilage. So fundamentally, it's like a building block. It helps to build up the cartilage that we need at the end of the line to provide the cushioning for our joints. So think of glucosamine as really a cartilage building block. And glucosamine fundamentally makes up 50% of most of the important glycosaminoglycans that we have in our body. We've got hyaluronic acid, which not only acts as the glue in the cartilage matrix, and we usually refer to it as a cartilage matrix, but it also has this crucial component of joint lubricating synovial fluid. I'll talk a little bit about that a bit later. But studies show when you take glucosamine in therapeutic doses, of course, it helps to stimulate the synthesis of things like collagen, and that's a big thing now, and proteoglycans in cartilage. So it helps you to be able to build up this cartilage that you need, and it inhibits these enzymes that break down the cartilage. So it's really this good player that you introduce into your particular diet, if you're obviously using supplementation or accessing it in a different way. And it has anti-inflammatory effects, particularly in spaces where you already have a joint or bone related disease. So things like osteoarthritis could reduce that anti-inflammatory and give that anti-inflammatory response. So in this way, we've got glucosamine that has been obviously scientifically proven to work at this cellular level that we like, to help the body naturally repair those damaged or worn out cartilage that we have in our joints and help with regeneration. In fact, there's results that I found, and I found this quite interesting from this double-blind placebo-controlled clinical study, and that's a big deal when you do this double-blind placebo-controlled clinical study. It consistently illustrated how glucosamine effectively addresses the symptoms of things like osteoarthritis, which is a common thing, and particularly things like joint stiffness, pain, and also decreased range of motion. So not being able to move your joints like you were able to before. So it can help in things like that. So in summary, we've got glucosamine, which is really this key fundamental player when it comes to this particular product that we're talking about tonight. But fundamentally, it's already a naturally existing thing. Glucosamine helps to slow down this breakdown of cartilage, which is what we want. We want to make sure that our joints are cushioned really well to build, to repair, to regenerate that cartilage, and to reverse those effects of either joint pain or things like osteoarthritis. And it works quite optimally when it's quickly and efficiently absorbed. And that's important because this particular product I absolutely love. One of the first products that I shared with a family member, and that is my mother. I hope she doesn't vilify me for mentioning her, but she absolutely loves Full Motion because obviously at an advanced age, there is this benefit of having something that can plug those particular dietary gaps. So we've got Neolife's Full Motion, which is obviously a supplement that's designed to provide your body with key ingredients that could contribute to healthy joints. And we can obviously link this to existing scientific evidence. But let's chat a little bit about the ingredients that you find in Full Motion, because fundamentally that is what people will be looking at or trying to find out what is doing what, basically. And we have glucosamine, and I'm going to say glucosamine a lot because this is the fundamental building block that we talk about in this particular product that's meant for cushioning our joints and to provide long-term comfort. And then we have something called Neolife's proprietary herbal comfort complex. And it is basically a blend of herbs that really work together to boost our body's natural anti-inflammatory capacity, which is nice because now you're giving your body something that it needs to work the way that it's supposed to and provide additional faster acting comfort. So we have a herb like bromelain that's in this particular product, which is known for reducing swelling of joints and muscles. So if you're an athlete Or if you're somebody that really just struggles with their joints and moving around, you've got these particular herbs that have these properties, which are obviously going to be beneficial to you. Then we've got another herb called Boswellia. Boswellia supports the connective tissue and the joint structure because everything has a place and a role to play. And then we have something called white willow. So it's these three particular herbs, bromelain, Boswellia, white willow, and white willow reduces pain and inflammation that come together to provide you with this relief. And these ingredients combined are strongly associated to our body's natural mechanisms for minimizing joint pain and inflammation. And that sounds really, really great because that's what you're looking for, something that can assimilate whatever our bodies are already doing. Because as we know, our bodies are the original miracle. Now, Full Motion also contains Neolife's exclusive regenerative mineral complex. This is important. These are things that are unique to what the Neolife products provide to help you assure you've got this abundance of these biologically critical minerals necessary for healthy cartilage and joint. I'm going to mention a few. We've got things like zinc, boron, silica, but I'll start with zinc. So things like zinc. Zinc stimulates both the growth and the calcification involved in the synthesis of collagen. So if you are somebody that's interested in collagen, I know there's a big wave on this. We now have a product that can really be this precursor catalyst in the space that can help you build up this collagen that you're looking for. Then we've got boron, which reduces the calcium loss and the bone demineralization and restores boron concentrations in the bone and the synovial fluid, which is obviously responsible for the fluidity of our joints. Then we've got silica that simply just supports our bone growth. So these herbs and these minerals chosen quite specifically because of the kind of benefits that they provide. But finally, Full Motion delivers what Neolife terms as a 3D advantage. These are really, really cool things to make sure that you understand and know that they're there for optimal bioavailability, which is pretty awesome because now you know you have a product that will be really absorbed as best as possible when taken. And our leading manufacturing technology allows us to maximize 3 critical steps when it comes to using this 3D advantage. So we've got disintegration, we've got dissolution, and we've got dispersion. And basically, it tables how quickly the product can break down in the stomach and quickly dissolve within the stomach contents and disperse widely in the intestine and travel to the joints where we need it to do the work and get incorporated into our joint cartilage. So this is an incredible type of technology. And this, for me, is quite groundbreaking because now you have everything that you need to provide you with the relief that you're looking for. But remember, it doesn't matter what ingredients the product contains if they're not efficiently delivered to where they need to go to the body, of course. So they can be broken down as best as possible. And if they don't perform the way they're supposed to, but these 3 key features that I want to mention from Neolife's Full Motion that make it stand out, it's absolutely those quality ingredients that are used in the product with these well-researched ingredients and ensures that the quality through pharmaceutical grading sources and manufacturing processes. So it basically comes together and make sure that you get quite quality ingredients in the product. Then we've got this diverse support. So looking through what the product has in its makeup, the combination of glucosamine and MSM, herbal extracts, minerals in Full Motion, and it offers such this multifaceted approach to joint health, not only dealing with one thing, but things like anti-inflammatory properties, which is really nice. Then we've got this easy absorption because we know glucosamine can present in many different forms. This 3D advantage that I was talking about is this delivery technology that's used at Neolife, which is quite special, that aims at how the product breaks down, how the product is actually dispersed in the system, and obviously just enhancing how our bodies absorb this particular product, which is really, really important. But Before I end off where I end off, I wanted to touch on one of the Neolife differences, but link it back to full motion, because I think it's quite important to remember how the Neolife differences are always sort of lurking in all the products that are in the Neolife space. And it's obviously a good idea to obviously incorporate these Neolife differences so you understand how we differentiate ourselves through a long history of innovation in the health and wellness products. If you didn't know, that we've developed proprietary technologies for things like protein processing and simulating digestions with our artificial stomach and extracting nutrients from whole foods, which is absolutely mind-blowing, but really, really incredible. And understanding that the body's response to things like glucose, and all with the aim of creating effective and high-quality health supplements. Now, Neolife prioritizes innovation in its mission to support well-being. And this commitment to the progress that they've done is obviously evident in full motion. So many cool proprietary things that are in this particular product, particularly for joint health. So this is a targeted product for people who are looking for things for joint health. But full motion really just goes beyond a simple glucosamine supplement. It combines what I like to call scientific discovery with innovative formulation. And we've got these key ingredients that we can always refer back to, like boswellia and those other minerals that are in there, and that are united with these other essential minerals, creating this comprehensive approach to joint health. So you may not need to have this problem. You may need to just be obviously plugging this gap before the fact. And what really sets full motion apart is this incredible 3D advantage that I was talking about, this delivery technology. And that's that innovation that Neolife is quite synonymous with, that optimizes the breakdown and the dissolving and the dispersion of the ingredients within this particular capsule that you have to take. And you only have to take one. And this potentially obviously enhances absorption by the body, which is what we want when we take something in, other food or supplements. We want to make sure that we're getting the best of what the product has to offer, particularly if it's a quality product. So why would you obviously consider supplementing with a full motion? And regardless of your life stage, I like to think of it as a proactive approach, because we always talk about like prevention is better than cure, right? So even for active individuals, which is obviously your go-to thought when you think of this product, with no current joint discomfort. So basically healthy athletes or healthy individuals, full motion can provide this proactive support to healthy cartilage, because over time, as you age, there will be some breakdown, of course. And then we're looking for individuals that have active lifestyles. That's all of us. We need to get up, go a place, do a thing. All of us have mobility and motion. So those that are moving around, full motion can provide those additional support for joints, helping them to maintain your routine more longer. So whatever it is that you do on a day-to-day basis, this could be the thing that you can add to your product catalog and make sure that it's part of your vitamins chest that you can take, particularly when you know you're going to be doing much more moving around. And then those for occasional discomfort, and that's a no-brainer, because most people will take this particular product to fix a problem that's presented itself. So those that experience occasional joint stiffness or discomfort, we've got full motion, which is kind of like multifaceted, which I like, to provide this relief that you're looking for. So it doesn't really matter your age or your activity level. We've got Neolife's full motion that highlights those particular things that could be obviously of joint health support. And by combining proven ingredients with cutting edge science, there's nothing better than that. Full motion can be this valuable addition to your overall well-being strategy. Now, to conclude, full motion to me actually isn't your average glucosamine supplement. I know someone who takes it, loves it, always asks for it, and basically I know it's doing a job. And it's basically a culmination of Neolife's pioneering spirit. If you understand the history, you understand that a lot of the things that we come up with are quite unique, and that is really at the heart of what is happening at the Neolife space. And they haven't just settled for any existing technology, if you think about it. We've developed our own, developed this exclusive 3D advantage delivering system, and this innovative process optimizes how our body, again, absorbs those key ingredients to make sure that they can reach the joints and deliver that maximum benefit. And that's what people are looking for, something to take that could give them that relief that they're looking for. But Neolife's dedication to joint health goes far beyond than full motion. As you know, we've got targeted products in the nutrition space that can do a various amount of things. They've also developed these unique technologies, which is quite incredible if you think about it, for understanding how nutrients impact your body, and with the goal of creating the most effective joint health solution as possible. So if at all, I have to close up, the last things I want to say is that we have this full motion, which is kind of like incredible, that will support obviously joint health. And we're thinking about those high quality ingredients that are in this particular makeup. We've got this herbal complex that is in this particular product, providing additional benefit, and this unique 3D advantage, and this regenerative mineral complex that we have in this particular product. And thank you so much for sharing your time with me. And this is where I'm going to end off. Thank you.